Today, we are going to be going over the architectural module within SmartWebs, specifically from the view of a committee or board member. We're going to be going over the quick life cycle of a project, and as a committee or board member, what you all need to do or what you can all see. We're going to go ahead and get to our association or where we need to go. And there's two different ways we can do this. The first way is just going on and logging on to our office site. The second way is through a link that you're going to get in an email, and I'll show you that later on. So we're going to go ahead and assume, just for this training purposes, that the project has already been submitted by the resident and has already been vetted by the admin. Now, normally, when a project gets submitted by the resident, an admin or whoever needs to goes in and they vet the project to make sure that all of the submission requirements are met. If there was an application fee, if they needed to put blueprints, documents, all the documents are on there so that it is 100% ready for you guys to vote on whenever you go in and log in. So we're going to go ahead and assume that the project's made, the admin has vetted it, and it's ready for us to go in and vote as a committee member. How do we get to it? So we're going to log into our SmartWebs login here. And one thing to note before we get to it is if you do live within the community, you're going to have two drop downs here on the top. You're going to have the association name and you're going to have your own address. Make sure that you're automatically logged into the association. If you're under your address, you're going to see your specific information to your unit. You want to make sure you're in the association view. Once you're in the association view, you're going to go to the architectural module on the left side of the screen by clicking on the hammer icon. What this is going to do is this is going to automatically pull you to the review tab. You can see where you are on the top, always by this highlighted green section here. You can see we're in the review tab. There's one project for us to review. Now, what this quick snapshot is it tells you that there is 30 days for us to approve this project. It'll kind of give you a quick snapshot of who's all voted and kind of give you an idea of what the project name is, when it was created, who was the owner that submitted it, and their address. Now, what this approval icon is it tells you this is how many days that you guys as a committee are given to vote on this project. Now, this is set by the management company. The most common is 30 days. Sometimes it's 60, or it can be whatever the management company wants. But this will kind of give you an idea of how long you guys have to vote on the project. A common question that we get asked is, what happens if it hits 0? Does it automatically approve or decline the project? No, this is just a way for you to know what projects to focus on first. If it gets to the yellow, you know it's about to get overdue. If it gets to red, it's going to be overdue. So you want to focus on the ones that are obviously red first and do the ones that have been submitted the longest first. So let's go in and see where we go ahead and go vote. Now, before we get to that voting section, this is where we're going to vet the information. As a committee member, I want to make sure that I have all the necessary information to vote. So I want to make sure I see all their documents, all of their submission requirements, and what have you. So I can see here. Now, this is just a demo user that I created. So you can see me here with my address. I submitted this project. You can see this is my project name, fence extension. Right now, it's under not voted. I have 30 days to go ahead and vote on this, which is also shown here on the top left. And here on the top right is where I'm going to go ahead and vet all of these documents. I'm going to click on all these links as necessary and review everything I need to make a decision for my vote. One more thing that you can use before you make your vote is the CCR or the covenant and condition and restrictions if they're tied to that project. So for example, if the management company, your association has set or you have set your CCR for, let's say, fencing, for example, it'll populate here. So for my demo, I populated some information where the fence should not be higher than 7 feet and it should not be painted any other shades other than brown. So whatever your governing language or your conditions and restrictions are, you can put it here so that not only the resident can see, but you as a committee member can see this as well to help and influence your vote. So we're going to go ahead and make a vote. So under the Forum tab here on the top right of the screen, we're going to click on Forum. And you can see here under User Vote, all of my options. I can approve it with conditions, decline it, maybe I need even more info. So I'm going to go in here, make a vote, and if I want, I can put a comment. And what this does is whenever you go and vote and you hit send, it's going to email all the other approvers who are going to be listed here under approvers. Right now it's just me. It'll say their role, And it'll even include their vote if they've already voted and what day they voted. So for me, if I were to go ahead and hit approve and hit send, what this is going to do is if there were any other approvers, it's going to automatically send them an email saying, hey, this person has voted, kind of as a reminder to also vote if they haven't as well. So now if we go back into this project, enlarge this and go back to the form tab, you can see here that this approver, me, I approved it and it was updated today. You can even see here that the approver vote was approved, and after that, it was sent to all of the other individuals, which at this time it was only me. All the other approvers would have gotten an email reminding them to go and vote as well. Once this is completed, everybody has voted, the admin can then move it to the next stage. The next stage is going to be the build tab. Now you have access to see the build tab on if let's say a project is in between being approved and completed, you can be able to see where it is in here on where they're at on finishing the project. And this is set by the management company, how many days that the resident is given to complete the project. Once a project is fully completed, it'll be here in the completed tab. Now you can use this tab as a reference to see any previous projects that maybe you guys had voted on. Maybe you guys gave specific conditions that you approved with conditions. You can see what those conditions were by clicking on the history. Maybe you want to reference this because you want to give similar conditions to a project that you're about to vote on. Or if you want to reference previous projects that you had declined and maybe the reason that you sent why you declined it. Again, you have a similar project that you're thinking about declining and you want to find out what exactly did you put for the reason of your declining on a previous project, you can pull that information from here. Now that is going to be the quick overview, at least of the workflow of what you as a committee member needs to do to go ahead and vote on the project. Now I do want to go over that first thing that I talked about of the second way of getting to the project. So as soon as a project is moved into the review tab, the admin went, they vetted it, and they said, okay, the project is ready for a vote. As soon as it gets in this review tab, all the committee members are given an email. And this email is going to have a link in there for you to actually go ahead and get to this project quicker. So it's going to say, dear committee member, right now we just completed a project that is ready for your vote. If you want, you can click on this link to get to it. So for this example, I'm going to open it in a new tab or new window. What this does, boom, it brings me into this project and even clicks on this for me. So it's ready for me to go ahead and vet the documents here. So this is just a quicker way of getting to it. You can easily, obviously, get to it just logging into the website, or if you want to use that link in the email, for convenience purposes, it'll automatically bring you to this project. So that specific project, it'll bring you to that one. And then if you need to, you can review all the other ones in the review tab. That is going to be the quick overview of a view of the workflow for the architecture module from a committee or board member's perspective.